All right, welcome back to Nana's Baba, the much awaited, much anticipated equipment phase. So, my equipment selection was based off of my research, off of my recon, off of my logistical stuff that I did. In the last video, a friend of mine asked me, how do you do the logistical research? Well, like I said, you use Google Maps while you're on this side of the firewall, zoom in on the area, look for the attractions you're looking for, hospital, hotel, those type of things, and you can be able to find those very quickly. But we'll go into more in depth on the equipment later. I plan to probably break this video up. It's going to be a little long. I don't like making long videos. I've gone to adoption stuff and been clicking forward for the weenie of the message. So I try to front load most of these. So here's the equipment that we selected, and like I said, I can go more in depth on other items. Some of them I will, but I've pretty much broken it down to some universal stuff and some flight stuff, and also in-country stuff. So let's start off first. The flight over. It's going to be a long trip. I've never been a big fan of them, but everybody says wear them. Compression socks. Okay? You're going to want to have compression socks. You're going to be on a dinky air flight for a long period of time, so you want to be able to wear that. The other next item is invaluable. A sports coat, you might say. This is no ordinary sports coat. This is built by Calvin Klein. There's a couple little differences on this coat. You notice a button there, you notice a matching button over on this side. This thing is adapted so it can actually Mandarin collar close up around you. Also on the insides, it has multiple pockets for cell phones, smartphones, batteries, laptops, or tablets, pads, and on the same other side, made by good old Mr. Calvin Klein. This will be something I wear on the aircraft because I can keep my passport and everything kind of handy and close. The next part is luggage. Your weight is a big concern. Now, there's a couple of, I can pack a bag like nobody's business. Been in the military for years, know how to pack a kit bag. One thing I can recommend are these little gems. These are the Samsonite compression bags. What they do is they don't require a vacuum, and they have a one-way valve, which makes them basically self-vacuum packing. You put your stuff in, you roll the air out, and they become very, very thin. These are real good for the outer walls, stuff that you won't need till later in your trip. I'd put these in your main checked bag. That's the other thing. I'm pretty much moving with a backpack, a child carrying device, and everything else is checked. Now, my checked bag is pretty much divided into 25 pounds for Nana and 25 pounds for me. So kid carrying. We're big fans in our family of wear your baby. This is my guy. It can go backpack. It can go front pack. Nana is 5, but she's small 5. People see her, and by size estimate, she's about 3. So picking clothes, because be prepared, you're probably going to get the child with the clothes they're wearing on their back. So if you get anything else, bonus. If you don't, be prepared. I got jammies packed, underoos packed, all kinds of stuff packed on that side. This is a great piece of kit. This one is made by Masilla Made Incorporated, Kinderpack. And it's built where I can wear it. And I'm a pretty sizable guy. I'm not trying to brag. I'm about 6'2", 250 pounds. So that'll fit me plus child on back. So depending on how well she reacts, I hope to use this. If this doesn't work, then stroller might be the option. Or just picking up and going with. Next, airplane flight again. Got the good old-fashioned $10 investment of Costco 3-for-1 pack, good old neck pillow, eye shade, and earplugs. I'm not a big fan of noise canceling. They're great, they're fine, they're dandy, but for what I needed to use, $10 does this. I'm not heartbroken if I throw it in a garbage can at the end of the ride. Another invaluable, the wet bag. You need the wet bag. I've heard of tons of horror stories of kids downloading everything, going exorcist on an aircraft. This one's going to be in the carry-on. Speaking of my carry-on, good old-fashioned Samsonite day pack. Okay, this thing is built for laptop carry. It's got a pocket on the front for the pad, which is going to be loaded up with a bunch of Chinese cartoons. The one thing that I don't have to go with this is the headset, a child's headset. I'll be picking that up at Target. And I also don't have my first aid pack or my juice box. That's the extra battery box for recharging of cell phones, pads, and even laptops. I'm buying a pretty heavy duty one. It's 21 mAh. It'll recharge iPhone multiple times because we're going to be on that flight for going on 16 hours. Airborne 16 hours. So, and depending on where we have to sit, I can't guarantee that there's going to be an outlet. Comes back to the airplane flight. A lot of them do, but a lot of them don't have AC outlet. So something to be mindful of. Also, seat selection. I'm normally an aisle guy, but I'll be a middle guy with my kid on the window probably. That's just how it is. So I have a regular checkable bag and that one right there. The next one comes into, I'll be hauling some serious amounts of currency with me. I'm a big fan of a neck wallet. This one is made by Spec Ops. I like it's what they call their shark tooth design for featuring. It comes in and it folds under like this. The reason I like this is this one will fit a US passport. When it opens up, it fits every form of identification, 2 ID slots on it. It has a whole bunch of pockets, another pocket up in here, change pocket, billfold, and then in the billfold it has another zipper pocket on the inside of it. I didn't want to spend $1 million, but this one's going to be very close to me and very much on me at all times, so it's very handy. I wanted to be able to show this off. Some people like girdles, some people like much larger neck stuff, but remember, it's going to be right here underneath the t-shirt on you all the time. Also, be mindful of the chain. And like I said, a lot of this is just get me over there. Okay? So, next part. Communications gear. Oh my God. So taking a look at it, looking at Sir Pinzay's video on how to do a cell phone, he makes it very simple. It even gets simpler than that. China Mobile will send you a SIM card, and you can buy a SIM card on Amazon. Now, don't freak out when they ask you to send them copies of your passport and all that. You would have to do that at the stand or the store that you bought it in anyways. But by getting a China SIM card, you're operating on their Chinese network, and it's good for, I believe mine's good for 90 days, and it was a song and a dance. It was like a whole $20 for 90 days, and it has internet capable, all that wonderful stuff. And then that way I'm texting out on a Chinese SIM card. Cool part about China Mobile, you're on their SIM, their text out don't cost $0.25 a piece. That SIM card itself has free text back to America, Canada, and Mexico. So that was something I selected up front. Well, now I got a Chinese SIM card. What type of Chinese communication gear did they use? Apple phones will work over there, all kinds of stuff. A lot of them need to be jailbroke before. That means that they need to be free from their pre-existing contract. Or you buy a Chinese smartphone for a whole whopping $80. This is the Armor 2S smartphone. Rugged smartphone with the NFC. I think it's a 13 megapixel camera. It's better than the iPhone on the back side. On the front side, it's equal to the iPhone. But the main thing is it's a rugged phone, meaning that it is built. It's got Corning Gorilla Glass on the front. I can throw this off the roof. It is fully 100% waterproof. I've tested it. I mean, operational underneath the water for an hour. Bomb-proof phone. And the reason I bought this and wanted something like this is because everything is going to be, a lot of my stuff is going to be apps, fingertip, and built on me. But the best part, behind here, expandable memory slot to 256 gigabytes, 2 SIM cards. So I throw in my local SIM card and I throw in my Chinese SIM card. So that way this phone does everything I need. When I get back, my wife's into backpacking. It's probably going to become her backpack phone. So this will probably be in there. Plus, it's just a nice, rugged smartphone. Over here in the US, it works off of T-Mobile and it works off of AT&T just fine and dandy. So, I don't usually carry one. I usually have my work phone, and that usually is what compiles me. But if I were to take this work phone and turn it on over there in China, oy vey, bad business. But this guy right here, best $80 in the world. Next, part of your recon and part of your logistical study, you might find that, I know for me, Hazy, that town, and GZ also have air quality that is bad. I grew up in California as a kid. I'm used to stage 3 smog alerts. I'm nowhere used to the air quality they have over there in Beijing and they have over there in China. And I have an app on my phone that daily monitors the 3 locations, Hazy, Beijing, and GZ. So I can see what it's like. And since I've got that phone, have been monitoring what it's like over there. That's where I got to the point, and it's also like we talked before, I really don't want to drag my family into a toxic wasteland. Air is one thing, so let's talk about that. Almost every day it's showing an icon with a guy wearing a dust mask. Through the research I did, the Techno Mask, there we go, by Respro, is about the best bet for Beijing, GZ, and Hazy. Now, with me being over there for close to 21 days, I'll be over there for 2 weeks, probably 7 days before that, so 21 days. You also need extra filters. The filters that come with it are great. You'll probably be fine, but I'm taking 2 sets of filters just to be on the safe side. So, communications. How do we talk to locals? Everybody over there seems to have WeChat, which is their version of Facebook. With the Great Firewall going up, they have basically duplicated everything we have in the Western world across the firewall, almost down to the way that the icons even show up. So WeChat is their Facebook. They have multiples of them: QQ, Tauntaun, that's like Tinder, a bunch of different ones like that. But WeChat has a translation function on it. You can come up to someone, say WeChat, WeChat, they're willing to do it. You basically hook up your phone to them. You type in English, they can translate on their screen. They can type in the Mandarin, you can translate on your screen. But again, with translation services run by robots, you're going to have to read between the lines a little. You can't probably, or don't probably have the time to learn the entire Mandarin dialect, but like I said, this card set was a lifesaver. This, again, was a group or a lady that was trying to offset her adoption costs by selling these laminated, punched. I supplied the 3-ring. But like I said, there's all kinds of good stuff. Don't touch that. Let's be quiet. Quiet, let's be quiet, no talking now. Lots of handy phrases that you can do in your preparation phase and start learning before you go. And they're close enough that when I'm looking at Mandarin stuff and I hear these words pop up, I know what they're saying. And the way I've been saying it is pretty close. So we've talked about the air. What about the water? Well, in China, like we said, in the tier 1 best city they have, they said, you drink the water, you're going to get bloody shits. Not Montezuma's Revenge. It's going to do you in pretty good. So I was going, you're going to be bathing. You're going to be brushing your teeth. Well, use bottled water for all that. Put a cup over the faucet so that you don't accidentally brush your teeth with tap water. Well, that's when we started going into water prep. This little company, Seychelles, all over Amazon. It's a little squeeze bottle. Right down here is the Extreme filter. This filter can filter water in hell. It's probably one of the best water filtration systems out there. The bottle is designed to be squeezed and sucked on, so you're going through a pretty heavy-duty filter. I've tried it at home. It doesn't leak. It's sturdy enough, and it fills the purpose of what I need it for. Plus, it's got an onboard filter that does everything down to radiological. The town my daughter's in has basically had about 8 heavy-duty, bad, unhealthy chemical factories around it. It now has pho. Reason it has pho is because the other pho blew up. So also when they were there in town, they were dumping all their waste into the water. So Hazy's got one of the worst water qualities out there. Great for plants, great for watering veg, bad for humans. So I was like, okay, let's research. I don't need to do this. I can buy bottled water. Research the bottled water over there, and you find out that, almost like every 2 months, and constant records of people doing bottled water scams. So if I take bottled water, pour it into this, I'm good. If I have to go to a drinking fountain, I'm feeling pretty good. But what about it at the hotel? Well, same company, Seychelles, and I'm not endorsed and I'm not backed. I bought all this crap. Seychelles Pump to Pure. Same level of filter with a hand pump. So I can literally process my own water, put it through that one, pour it into the water bottle, and if it can get through that, I guess I deserve to get it. But this piece of equipment, all this stuff, I'll put the links on Amazon, where I got this stuff, how I got this stuff, so that you can find it. That was really good rated. It double verified that it can be tested, it can be used in China. As a matter of fact, one of the testing organizations is certified through China, through Seychelles. So you know that this equipment is good. It's not chintzy either. I don't believe in buying chintzy gear unless I'm only going to use it once and throw it away. This stuff is pretty durable and pretty good. The next one, I got all of this electronic crap. I got my phone, got my laptop, got Nana's pad, got all kinds of stuff. And when I started researching the electricity systems over there, they're all pretty good. Some of them accept Western, a lot of them don't. So a lot of people just buy adapters. They don't do converters. I've also read horror stories where dudes have plugged in their laptops and have had them go kabooey. So I'm not taking any chances. Good old-fashioned Power JC, Power International Voltage Converter. So as you can see, it's got 4 USB plugs on it, 3 outlets on the top of it. Great little piece of kit. Even if I don't use it after China, I can plug it in and turn it into a USB port to charge phones at home. That's the nice thing about it. All of this stuff, really none of it was 100% China focus bought. It started with China focus, but then I said, I'm only going to buy cheap if I'm only going to use it once. Does it have a use afterwards? So that was the main thing I was looking for it to be used afterwards. And we all know with all our with all our smartphones in our house and all our different things and screens and such, you can always use a place for juice. Like I said, I don't have my first aid kit, my power box, my little portable battery, and Nana's headphones. When I get those, I'll put them on there. I'm pretty much going to go to the dollar store to build my first aid kit for Boo Boo Bunnies and different things like that. I've got a real good doctor that works with me, or a medical person that works with me, not my normal provider, but another one that understands what I'm doing and is going to be able to prescribe me certain things for like stuff that happens over there in China in a lot of these orphanages. A lot of times we've heard about scabies, children having scabies, or scabies, and stuff like, I don't know, Finagrin for stomach pain. If I do get boogered, I can take some Imodium, toss a Finagrin, get the stomach chilled out, get my body chilled out to at least power through a day, because I can think of nothing worse than being sick with a kid. God bless all our people that stay at home, the stay-at-home parents. Like it was explained to me, remember, we call in sick from work. They can never get away from it. When we're over there, we're doing it in an extreme. We're not going to be able to get away from it. We have to soldier through, and you have some debilitating food icky or water icky, bad Joe Boo. You're in a bad way. So that's pretty much it as far as the stuff I bought specific to handling the trip and the journey to China. Not that much. Stuff to take care of the air, stuff to take care of the water, because I learned that both of them are concerned, stuff to take care of the flight, and ways to pack stuff. I like to do a lot of research on all the equipment I use. All this stuff is highly rated, and like I said, I'll try to put the links in down below. I'll post a video and then start putting up the links as I edit and adapt it. If you have any questions on the equipment that I've gotten, a lot of people have wondered about it. I'll go into depth on certain pieces of equipment, for example, the cell phone specifically, because I'll have a whole thing on the segment on the apps I'm loading up. But as you can see, I'm prepared to be pretty much on my own and then also mix in. But a lot of people were saying, what about getting a water filter bottle for your child? Well, they're already used to drinking that water. They're already used to breathing that air. I'm not. And I really don't want to expose myself to those health risks while I'm over there. I'm not a real big bedwetter. Like I said, I'm not one of these type of people that, ooh, air quality is this high, I'll wear a mask here in the United States. Really not. But I've grown up in some pretty crappy air, and when I've seen these numbers coming out of China, I'm like, whoa. I want to take the safeguards. And if the natives are wearing them, meaning the native indigenous persons of that place are wearing them, probably a good sign you should. Like I said, like, comment, take a look down below. If you need to have anything answered, feel free to talk to me. This one's been one of my longer videos. Sorry it went so long. Like I said, I like to get off of them quick. I'll list the products down below and hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.